If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this: never, ever give up. There'll be times in your life you'll want to quit, you'll want to go home. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label, because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward.
This is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. But this right here is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. This is you. This is your sister, your wife, your daughter. But this is you. And this is their reaction when you are killed. This is the joy they feel when your sister is raped, when your children are castrated, brainwashed to hate you. This is their ecstasy when the floor of the subway car is awash in your blood. This is you. Make no mistake, that is a symbol, that is you. But this won't last long. They can't help themselves because they're so ugly and so low that the only joy they can experience, the only good that they can envision, is to take something beautiful or innocent down to their level. And when they can't do it, the next best thing is blood. This is Charlie's family, and these are his children who will never be able to hug their dad and grow up with a murdered father. And these are the people who smugly revel in this, and they won't stop with just Charlie. The boats are burned. There's nobody coming to help. The barbarians are at the gate. This is the fall of ancient Rome that we are living through currently. And what happens in the next 2 weeks is going to determine the future of mankind. That's not hyperbole. That's just how it is. A few notes before we start. I've seen some Twitter posts from people lamenting, apologizing, because their last interactions with Charlie were less than kind. And congratulations if that's you, because that's proof that you have a soul. And similarly, I think we had to cut 30 minutes from the last episode of Sam Hyde Show because I called him something not nice. Some people offering their condolences, paying their respects, etc., started off with a qualifier. Well, I didn't agree with Charlie on everything, you know, essentially that he wasn't based enough. And this is fine too. We all have some strain of autism that is compels us to constantly signal how based we are, and that's fine. And it's fine because we're stuck with this problem together. We're in this together. This is banter. It's for us to talk about. It's for our side to talk about. It's not for outsiders to try to use logic against us, to try to hold us to rules that they don't hold themselves to. That's all that needs to be said about it. The fact is, Charlie Kirk is a martyr. He is a Christian white martyr. If you are Christian, if you are white, if you're a shit lib who miraculously somehow still believes in free speech, Charlie Kirk died for you.
Finally, or we're kind of off a little bit. There we go. So we are starting 2 hours later than we originally planned, so I apologize for that. Every goddamn stream that I do, there's always something going on. The audio is not working, video is not working. Streamlabs is nice because it kind of like auto simplifies everything. However, there's a lot of bugs with it, a lot of glitches. If you switch your microphone while Streamlabs is opened, it doesn't work. You just got to restart your entire goddamn computer. Same thing with like the camera and all that. It's so finicky. It's just like, I guess it just comes at a cost since everything is kind of pre-made and all that and very simple. But anyways, that's why, because I just feel bad because I posted if you follow me on X, I posted very early that we're going live. And it's like 2 hours later and I'm still not live. And I'm like, I'm trying. I totally understand now why people hire like a sound engineer and they hire, other people to work behind the scenes, because this is tough. It is tough. Everyone always asks me when I mention I'm working on a video, everyone's like, where the hell is your video? You announce it. I'm like, I do all the editing, the voices, the video, sound, everything myself. It takes forever. On top of working 6 days a week, so it's really tough. But anyways, just want to get that out of the way. I apologize for posting earlier and then not going live. We're going to dip right in. We're just going to try. Usually we do a little bit of a monologue, a first word on just everything that's going on. But we're not. We're just going to dip right into it. We are going to go right to Erika Kirk's speech. Do you want to call it? She kind of addresses everything that's been going on, not just the correspondence dinner. That's the primary kind of reason for this. It was the main focus, and but she addressed some other things, all the rumors going around about her, all the just nasty stuff said about her. And I think it's important to play, whether you like it or not. I think it's important to play and watch, and we'll go to that right now. There we go. All right.
Seems to me that nothing will ever be enough for the evil in this world. Our country has become unrecognizable. These people have perverted the truth to the point that they motivated the murder.
It's funny real quick, just because I just saw a comment before I went live commenting on the color of her eyes. Like, why she got to do that with her eyes? Why she got to do that? Like, that's the color of her eyes, jackass. She can't do anything about it. That's just like, people are just like, they're getting so petty with the complaints. Why she have eyeballs? Why she have a hat? What's she doing? Why is she looking like that? What's she eating for breakfast? It's like, it's just getting cringy at this point.
Seems to me that nothing will ever be enough for the evil in this world. Our country has become unrecognizable. These people have perverted the truth to the point that they motivated the murder of my husband. They have continuously tried to assassinate the president, and anyone who stands in their way is labeled hateful, racist, fascist, and every other trigger word that is grossly dishonest. We want the best for our country. They don't. This is why Charlie started Turning Point USA in the first place. He didn't trust the radicalized liberal teachers. And this past Saturday, it was a school teacher, of all people, a school teacher, that attempted to change our history for the worst with bullets. And everyone is asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with me? So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me. She introduced herself, and she was very gracious. She was saying, "You look so beautiful. I'm so sorry for your loss." To which I replied, "It is so nice to put a name to the face, especially with all of the slander, the lies, accusations that are out there surrounding my husband's murder and myself." And I said to her, "You know what's so interesting? This is my first time at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I find it so fascinating, the dynamic that is going on right now, because everyone is all dressed up, and you guys are co-mingling in and out of each other's cocktail parties. And so for one night, you are able to put aside all of your differences for the sake of freedom of speech. And then by Monday morning, things will go back to being an absolute bloodbath between all of you." To which she replied, literally, she said, "I know. Isn't it special, right? Isn't tonight so special?"
I believe that.
And following that conversation,
I believe that from a female journalist. That's how they all talk. But she's 100% right. That's how these parties go. They want that chance of fame. They want to drink the champagne, pretty dresses, look all nice, say a few nice words to the president for the clicks. I will say it is refreshing to hear Erika Kirk talk kind of more candidly. I mean, I'm sure she has a script in front of her for guidance and all, but if you look at her first couple speeches, I think it's kind of what threw people, because her first couple speeches after Charlie Kirk's assassination were overly scripted. I'm not saying they're not sincere and that she didn't write the words and all that, but it was just like, I think it probably would have rolled off a little bit better if she just spoke from the heart. But I think that's where people kind of get a little eerie with her. She's a little bit of an awkward person, but doesn't give anybody the right to say the insane, not just nasty, but just fucking retarded shit that they've been saying about her.
Of freedom of speech. And then by Monday morning, things will go back to being an absolute bloodbath between all of you. To which she replied, literally, she said, "I know. Isn't it special, right? Isn't tonight so special?"
That slut.
And following that conversation, it was time to take our seats, and we went into the big ballroom where the dinner was. And one of the first things I noticed when I walked into that room was quite literally the proximity of the opposing outlets to one another. So you have one table here that's Politico, and another table here that's Fox, and another table here that's WAPO, and you're all crammed together, elbow to elbow. And to make the night even more of a spectacle, every single 10-person table had 10 bottles of wine. And the president of the White House Correspondents Association, she did
It's funny real quick, and I'll keep going, but it's just like all that like alcohol and stuff. And you saw like when the chaos ensued, what's the first thing everybody did? They ran to the tables and they're like glug 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 glug, grabbing the bottle. Well, you guys probably seen some of those viral pictures. There was one lady who had like 4 or 5 bottles of champagne. It's like, damn, bitch, that divorce ain't going well. But that's how these journalists are. They always run to the table, they drink, and then they accuse people like Cash Patel. "Oh, you guys are drunks. Oh, Pete Hegseth, you have a drinking problem, don't you? You have a drinking problem." Like, that's the one thing they latch on to, especially when it's people in Trump's cabinet. Pete Hegseth, I mean, God, that's all they talked about. The drinking. Cash Patel, zero evidence. He has a lawsuit going on right now that he was apparently showing up to work completely hammered. Like, if he gets hammered in his own time, that's fine and maybe, believable. Who doesn't? But it's like, I highly doubt he was showing up to the FBI headquarters completely hammered. And he denies it. He says it's false. He's going to sue them. But they're so obsessed with that one part, right? They're drinking. They can't make clear decisions because they're drinking. And the first thing that they talk about, the first thing that they do, man, they're grabbing those bottles of wine. I mean, there's like, between each table, they That's all they did. Took all the bottles of wine, took all the bottles of champagne. I'm taking this home with me. Some of them were literally, again, like I said, you probably saw some of the viral photos. Them just opened it right there on the spot and drinking it. But yet they're so concerned with Cash and Pete Hegseth about the drink. It just pissed me off with all that, because I see all these photos of all these journalists from all these different record networks, and some of them are trying to be like cute and playful, like he had to have some wine after that. At the same time that they're writing articles about Cash's drinking, allegedly, and Pete Hegseth. Just, it's bullshit.
And the president of the White House Correspondents Association, she did a great job of trying to make the evening have that feeling of Americana. We were in a room celebrating freedom of speech despite our differences. And the U.S. Marine Band performed the national anthem so beautifully. And then
it was a real good rendition.
Thereafter, gunshots rang out and total chaos ensued. And you guys have all seen what happened next because there are 1,000 videos of it. So let's discuss that fact for a second. If you were in that room, you had no way of knowing what the status of the shooter was, how many there were, or honestly, really anything. It was just utter chaos. And so during an active shooting, these journalists are using their phones to find moments to capture for clips. They were so concerned about getting a video in a room with an active shooter that they could have accidentally and quite literally filmed themselves being shot. Many of those people have become...
I don't know what the hell is going on with my camera. Let me rewind it a little bit. I'll just hit... I'll hit play real quick. Let me figure out what the hell this is flickering like this.
No way of knowing what the status of the shooter was, how many there were, or honestly, really anything. It was just utter chaos. And so during an active shooting, these journalists are using their phones to find moments to capture for clips. They were so concerned about getting a video in a room with an active shooter that they could have accidentally and quite literally filmed themselves being shot. Many of those people have become so desensitized that fight or flight became secondary to the opportunity of putting themselves into the story, which ironically breaks the #1 rule of journalism. And again, ironically enough, the shooter was a teacher. You have these people who are supposed to be teaching our children the future of this country, and he's so unhinged that he is able to teach children by day and then attempt to murder the President of the United States by night. And in his manifesto, he starts by contextualizing himself by saying, "I am a citizen of the United States of America." And while we may have big problems with illegal immigration in this country, I have to tell you, we have an even bigger problem when it comes to the systemic indoctrination and radicalization of our own citizens. This is what got my husband killed. This is what has led to 3 legitimate attempts on President Trump's life. And I can speak firsthand to that unbearable toll that this must take on our First Lady. There has never been a president who has faced this many assassination attempts in Americans' entire history. And after each one, the reaction from the far left has been, at best, a shrug, and in some cases, a sick disappointment that the shooter was unsuccessful. We are all human beings. And if you can just pause and just take a minute and ask yourself, how would you feel if even just one person made cruel jokes about the attempted murder of your loved one? That is what Jimmy Kimmel did to the First Lady. He said that she had the glow of an expected widow. The glow of an expected widow. Just 48 hours before that nightmare almost became a reality. And this culture we're living in absorbs disagreement as a form of personal betrayal. It turns having an opposing viewpoint into a moral crime worthy of punishment. And here's what I've realized through all of this, truly, having lived through quite literal hell these past 7 months, if you strip someone of their humanity long enough, you will arrive at the chilling conclusion that they don't deserve to exist at all. Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on. There is a serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country. The most unthinkable tragedies have now become commonplace in our daily headlines, and yet the media finds a way to conveniently explain away violence. This is what we're up against. This is what we're up against. What is happening right now is something none of us can afford to ignore.
Sorry about that.
The evil forces working to divide us, to distract us, and to pull us apart has never been stronger. This is a moment for Americans to come together and decide what kind of country we are going to be before we lose our country altogether. In Romans chapter 12, verse 21, it says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." And this is why my husband created Turning Point USA, so we could have civil discourse and debate and open dialogue, because when we stop talking to each other, bad things happen. I am choosing to fight for America, for my children, for your children, and for our humanity, because we all need to do our part. And by the grace of God, we will succeed, and America will remain what she was always called to be, a shining city on a hill, a light to the world. So let me give you a perfect example of how it's done. My husband did it best and left us the blueprint on how to have uncomfortable conversations with those who disagree. Buckle up, everybody. Here we go.
That was synced. Damn. I was like, that threw me off for a second. I thought for a second I accidentally played another video. I'm like, did I click play on something? That was good. Yeah, I mean, that was good. I mean, what? Hang on. Erika Kirk just calling. Oh, right. Okay. So I saw something pop up on X. I'm like, what is that? What is that? But yeah, it was a good speech. Everything she said was true. There's a weird, relentless campaign to insinuate that she had something to do with Charlie Kirk's murder. That TP USA was behind it somehow. And Candace Owens is denying it. She's like, I never said that, as everybody does. Candace Owens is not just black. A black woman, which is my least favorite. But also retarded. Like, full blown. And I hate that everybody uses the word retard now, because it kind of takes away from how I want to use it. But no, she is actually retarded. Do I have the clip here? If I did not save it, I'm going to shoot myself. Oh, here we go. This is great, actually. I'm not a huge fan of Pierce Morgan, but this clip serves its purpose.
Obviously, for this to have been pulled off.
Oh, God. Oh, let's switch my...
Obviously, for this to have been pulled off, there had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen. I didn't say that they murdered Charlie.
You said that people at Turning Point were complicit in his murder.
No, my exact sentence that I said was that there were people at Turning Point who are engaged in a cover-up.
Just say that.
No, you didn't.
I believe
Sorry,
that
you didn't.
thoroughly.
Candace, you didn't say that. You said literally.
I did say that on my entire
You said
show.
there were people at Turning Point complicit in his murder.
Okay.
That's what you said.
Obviously, for this to have been pulled off, there had to have been multiple people involved. There had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen.
You said complicit in the murder. Because I said who at Turning Point was involved in his murder. And
let
you
me
said,
clarify for you. Okay, you can keep saying what I said or you can listen to what I am saying.
Okay.
When I was using the analogy of JFK and we were connecting it, I was basically pushing.
You can listen to what I said or you can listen to what I'm saying now. Like, yeah, you can look at the clips where I said that, but you should be listening to what I'm saying now or I'm going to give you a whole different story. Listen to what I'm saying now, the whole corrected version. That's amazing.
You can keep saying what I said or you can listen to what I am saying.
Okay.
When I was using the analogy of JFK and we were connecting it, I was basically pushing back on you because you were suggesting that, all of these people being involved would be crazy. So I was applying the analogy of what happened to JFK. Well, you actually, if you go back and listen...
I said I don't know JFK's assassination. And we recently had a lot of the files released, which did not conclusively prove any of these things, right? Now, again, I don't know what happened to JFK.
No,
make it clear.
Piers, I really think you're not holding on to your thoughts
Candance,
here correctly.
let me spell out my thought very...
Had to have been people at Turning Point that were complicit in having this happen. My entire
You said there were people at Turning Point complicit in his murder.
Okay.
That's what you said.
I really think you're not holding on to your thoughts
Candance,
here correctly.
let me spell out my thought very clearly.
That's a really good video. I'm going to make sure I save that one. That is narcissism at another
Obviously,
level.
for this to have been pulled off.
Oh, don't play it again. I can't listen to her voice too long. Contradicting yourself within just a few seconds of each other. A few seconds. That is wild. See, like when you push so hard with these crazy conspiracy theories, and I'm all for a lot of them. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't think they told us everything there is to know about 9/11. We still don't know anything about Trump's first attempted assassination. We literally nothing. Crooks was cremated. His body, or excuse me, his house was completely desanitized. I mean, they wiped that thing. His parents aren't questioned for whatever reason. We literally know nothing. Nothing. At least, like the other shootings, we have some kind of information about the person, about where they were going, what they were doing the day before. Crooks is literally, we know his name's Crooks, and like that's it. There's a lot of weird things, a lot of things I question, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Candance Owens, her whole thing, other than being a retarded, loud black woman, which I can't stand. They're always ruining my movies, man. In the back of the theater, they won't shut the fuck up. I gotten plenty free tickets out of it. But on top of being my least favorite demographic, her show's getting so crazy, I feel like she needs to top it every episode. I said something so absurd last episode. I can't have another episode where I tone it down, right? You gotta up it. Just like the sequel of the movie. You gotta up it. You gotta go more crazy, just like Alex Jones. And eventually get to the point where it's just retarded everything. Oh, I think there's more than something here. Oh, I think they're not telling us everything. Donald Trump said he had a burger today. Did he have a burger? Or did he have something else? Who brought him that burger? Was it a Jew? It's like not everything's a goddamn conspiracy. He ordered a burger and he ate it. That's literally the end of it. She's like, no, there's more to it. There's more to it. Erika Kirk, what's she doing when she's not on camera? I don't know. Is she with her children? Is she running a child sex trafficking ring and raping children? It could be. I don't know. I'm not saying she is. What is really going on? It's like, well, you can make a conspiracy about anything then. Somebody leaves for work, your coworker leaves for work, but what's he doing? Is he raping women in a cellar when he leaves? I don't know. And if you're famous enough and throw that out there on the internet, then it's going to start a whole hissy. And that's why it's just so annoying. Annoying at best. because that's what her whole show is. She even got pranked about the Egyptian planes and all this stuff. It's just like retardedness. She keeps saying she has the answers. I have the answers. Subscribe to my Substack. I'll give you the answer on Charlie Kirk's assassination. I know what happened. Subscribe to my Substack. So you got to realize that it doesn't matter who it is. Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, Steven Crowder, anybody on Fox News, anybody on Newsmax, any person you could possibly think of right now. They're in it for the money at the end of the day. And I'm really upset at myself how I was pretty attached to influencer. Okay, gotta check this guy out, man. He's so good. Check out this person, man. His profile. Oof. It's like even the politicians. I'm like, oh man, that guy's we got that Ted Cruz guy, man. He objected to the election, man. He's a good one. Anna Patalina, man. Anna Pataluna. She's great. Lone Borber, man. She's cool. She carries a gun. Everybody's in it for themselves. Everybody's selfish. There's no exception. Alex Jones, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Steven Crowder, Benny Johnson, anybody. They're all in it for themselves. They want to make a buck. They're going to do whatever they can to make you click on their videos because that's all that matters to them. And I don't necessarily blame them. They're making millions of dollars. Do I have that video here? Oh, here we go.
1.21 million.
Here we go. With Candace Owens, how much she made.
Of that is on the last 6 months, an average. About 1.21 million of that is on YouTube each day. And the rest can be attributed to other podcast apps like Spotify or Apple or Amazon. And since she's only posting on the weekdays, that comes out to about 2.57 million views per day, every day for the last 6 months. Now, if you look at her show, she has every single day 4 sponsors, each of which she does what is called a host read mid-roll. And if you don't know what that is, a host read mid-roll simply means that she is the host of the show and she reads an ad in the middle of the show, not at the beginning or at the end. And because it's host read, it's worth a little bit more to a company. And so, rather than if they just stuck an ad in the middle, because the host is actually saying it. This is how these pay structures tend to go. It's with something called a CPM deal. CPM stands for cost per mil. Mil meaning 1,000 in Latin. And essentially it's a dollar amount that the company's willing to pay per 1,000 views that you get. And in my experience, the industry usually pays between $20 and $40 per 1,000 views. That's what the CPM would be. Sometimes if you're really famous, maybe for Candace Owens, those numbers might be higher, like $50, $60, even $80 at the really high end. And again, Candace has 4 of those every single video. So let's assume that her sponsors pay a CPM of $30, which I think is very conservative and I think it's very realistic. That means her daily revenue from sponsors alone is $308,400. Now, the other revenue source she takes in is from YouTube ads as well. She gets 1.21 million views from YouTube. CPMs on YouTube are much lower since it's not host read on YouTube. I think maybe $10 per 1,000 views would be a conservative estimate for a podcast length video. And that would mean that she makes an additional $12,142 a day from YouTube. So here is the grand total, guys. Charlie Kirk died 6 months ago. In that time, she's produced 79
Just so you know, that's like 3 times more than I make in a month.
episodes over 184 days. And in that amount of time, Candace Owens has made $59 million.
I don't make that.
59 million. Now I know that a lot of people are going to hear that, and they're going to.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, Cav, you're always talking about other influencers, how much they make." I make less than what you see on the screen right now per year. Working 6 days a week. Haven't had a vacation in 12 years, or 13 years actually. 13. I even
the
work
last 6 months, an average
Christmas
about
Eve.
one.
Shut up. But that is wild. And that's really what it comes down to these people, to these streamers. It is about the money. That's just like, that's why I hate when people get so obsessed with streamers. It's like, there was a post the other day where Nick Fuentes was talking about how he's watching Euphoria, which is gay as shit. I mean, you should just kill yourself at that point. But he says he's watching it, and there were several comments from the groypers saying, I I really don't want to watch the show, but Nick Fuentes watches it, so I guess I gotta give it a watch. Why? Why? You guys are the ones that are saying MAGA's in a cult. You have to watch Euphoria, which is some kind of retarded teen porn show because Nick is watching it? That's a cult. That's worse than a cult. That's just some like gay homosexual shit. Oh, my man is watching this TV show. I gotta be up to date so we can have a conversation. What if I meet Nick in real life? He wants to talk about season 1. I gotta watch it. I gotta know what Sydney Sweeney's doing. Like that's some advanced faggotry right there. I don't understand that. And it's like, why are you so obsessed with these influencers? Why? There's nothing wrong getting your news from certain people and all that. You know, I enjoy Steven Crowder's show, but I'm not married to Steven Crowder. I don't really care what he does or what he says is cool or not cool. Irrelevant. But when he does hard stats, he does them well. There's a weird obsession with influencers. It's like even the girl asking JD Vance questions, she's like, so back in the day, who did you look up to? Who did you want to be? And who did you listen to no matter what they said? And who do you like right now? Who's your favorite influencer? Who gives a shit? There's so many like people that I used to follow in like 2020, 2021, where now I look at it, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? These people are psychotic. They're back and forth. They're flip-floppers. They're all over the goddamn place. I'm more interested in the everyday people, the mechanics, the plumbers, the electricians, the farmers, the everyday people who got Trump elected. It didn't matter what Candace Owens said. It didn't matter what Nick Fuentes said. It didn't matter what Crowder said. It didn't matter what anybody at Fox News said. It mattered what we said. We, the people, got Trump elected. So many influencers saying, oh, we're going to stop Trump from getting elected. We're going to do... You didn't do jack shit. You were nothing compared to the people. Nothing. They have more money than us. We have more power than them. We, the everyday people, wanted Trump elected, and we got him elected. Those are the people we should be focusing on. Again, it's not wrong with liking certain people and enjoying some of their content. Absolutely. There's a lot of people I do. But being obsessed with them is a different thing. And we seem to have just a real cult-like thing with every influencer. Click on any influencer, read their comments. It's cult-like. It's weird. It's a little gay. And gay is bad. In the Bible, it says if you're gay, you're going to hell. So you just shouldn't do it. I've never been gay in my life. Except one time. I've been gay. I'm straight for the most part. We are going to go to... Oh! That's not the video I wanted. That's not the video I wanted either. I really screwed up here. This goes into what we were just saying right now. The grifters, right? We're talking about the grifters. So many people, including Thomas Massey, shitting all over Trump. Saying so many negative things about them. Insinuating that they had nefarious means on a certain island. But when it comes time for the election, aka money, they suddenly need Trump all of a sudden.
So there's no sense in trying to avoid it. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. I agree with President Trump a whole lot more than I disagree with him. The list is long. The Save America Act to require proof of citizenship to vote, stopping immigrant welfare, fighting the woke agenda, defending the Second Amendment, protecting the life of the unborn, securing the border. I'm Thomas Massey, and I approve this message because President Trump and I have a whole lot more to get done together. So there's no sense.
We're doing it together. I know I've been kind of almost slandering him a little bit, saying all the shit, but I mean, we will work together. And then after that, I'm going to trash him. That's what it always is. Around election time, everybody, Alex Jones, all these people are just like, on Trump. Oh, he's the greatest. Oh, Trump. As soon as they get what they want, oh, I never liked Trump in the first place. I never liked him. And then when Trump's popularity starts shooting back up, as it did after the third assassination attempt, making him the most targeted president in history, you see all these accounts, a lot of them on X. There's a lot of accounts that are, I mean, they're pretty much famous from X, like Cat Turd and a couple other people. All of a sudden, they're like, yeah, Trump, Donald Trump. Donald Trump's cool. I like Donald Trump. You didn't say that 2 weeks ago. There's a difference between criticizing him and fully condemning him. You know who's really bad with that? That Milo, whatever the hell his gay name is. You know, I've been following him for a while. I mean, not so much lately. I'm pretty sure I have him on mute now, so I don't see his posts anymore. But I was following him, you know, because he was like the thing back in 2015, 16. The amount of times he went back and forth. I got to do a video on that. I should probably do that, do a little bit of research, screenshot some things, screen record things. The amount of times he went from, yay, daddy Trump, I love Trump, to impeach this mother effer is insane. Like every other day. Every time he doesn't like something Trump does, impeach him. And Trump does something he does like, and he's like, oh, he's great. Daddy Trump. And like, that's what we're talking about with the grifters, is they're not consistent. The people who have been consistent are the everyday people, like myself, like my family. Work in a small family-owned business in a small town. Talked to a lot of people, working stiffs. They never soured on Trump. They always want to say cult-like, right? Even the people on the right are saying that cult-like. No, it's called trusting your president. It's called rooting for the home team. Why would I root against Trump? I'm on the fucking team. Oh, you're hoping Trump does well? Yeah, I'm in the goddamn country that he's serving. Of course I want him to do well. Of course I'm rooting for him. Of course I'm hoping everything works out. Sometimes he does some things where I'm just I don't know about that. But I'm like, I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna wait it out. Because it's happened a million times. Trump does something, everybody loses their shit. 2 weeks later, he ends up being right. And we're like, oh. Sorry, Trump. We should have trusted you. He was right about Russia. Nobody believed him originally. You guys got to go way back. Not even Republicans believed him. The Russia hoax, he was correct. Ukraine thing. He's turning out to be right about Comey, about the election fraud. Really everything. Everything he's doing in Iran right now is squeezing China. People don't realize, but China's, oil prices and everything 3 times what they normally are. 3 times. And they're running low on everything. They literally don't have enough gas to take Taiwan if they wanted to. Eventually, they're going to get to that point where they just can't take it anymore. They're choked. I think it's all planned by Donald Trump. He's been planning this from the get-go. People don't realize that as they're attacking Iran, China's being choked to shit. They got to do something soon. All right, we are going to switch gears real quick, pretty drastically, actually. So we are going to... I feel like I'm losing my voice. Throat hurts so much. I'm going to go grab a water bottle, and I'm going to go chug the entire thing. because I'm freaking dying right here. So we're going to take a quick hot break, and then we'll get to the rest of what we're getting to. I'll see you guys in a second.
From the broken in the fire, through the ashes we will climb. The dust will settle, we will not. All together we will rise. Out from the shadows into the light. All together it's our time. We will rise. We will rise. We will rise.
And we will make America great again. If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this: never, ever give up. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward. We will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today,
All right, sorry about that. Losing my spot here. Here we go. So Ron DeSantis actually just passed his own redistricting. It's going to have to go through the Senate and all, but there's a pretty good reason to believe that it will. It is going right now. It is 20 Republicans, 8 Democrats. The new map is 24 Republicans, 4 Democrats. So we gain 4. They lose 4. And they're not taking it well.
Our democracy, this is a violation of the Constitution. It is. It's a violation of the Constitution. I'm out of order, but y'all are doing illegal.
I'm out of order, but
has waived closed. The question now recurs on final passage of HB 1D. The clerk will unlock the machine and the members will proceed to vote. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? The clerk will lock the machine and announce the vote.
83 yeas, 28 nays, Mr. Speaker.
like I said,
Show the bill passes.
Black
Read
women.
the next bill.
None on the desk, Mr. Speaker.
so it passed, which is good. I'm like, it's about damn time. Got to give DeSantis some credit. I'm totally losing my spot here. Wow, I'm all over the place. This is not good. Give me 1 second. Something's not right here. Give me one moment. We'll figure this out.
This lion, he's the king of the jungle. Huge mane out there. He's so big. He's so hot. Now, the little lion cubs, they start messing with him. Biting his tail, biting his ears. He doesn't do anything. The lioness, she starts messing with him. Coming over, making trouble. Still, nothing. Now, the other animals, they notice this. And they start to move in. The jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
All right, finally figured it out. It was not letting me share my screen for whatever reason, but now it is. I think we'll wrap it up here. We didn't get to everything, but I did start 2 hours later, unfortunately, than what I wanted to do. But we'll add with something a little bit lighthearted, a little more funny. Trump, he's just... People say you ask anybody, RFK, Oz, everybody says he's the funniest by far. And I don't know if this is intentional, but it's amazing.
Sorry, are you considering relocating NASA's headquarters out of D.C. once the lease is up? States like Texas, Ohio...
Zoom in is diabolical.
The best man to tell you that is the man standing right over here. You heard that question? With those beautiful ears of yours? He's got great hearing, you know, he's got super hearing.
Trick of the trade, sir.
What's the answer to that?
I think the answer to that is we have 10 amazing centers around the country that all kind of bubble up to contribute to the mission we're able to undertake, like our
You don't know like at first because you're not really paying attention to it, and then as soon as he calls attention to it, that's absolutely amazing. That is one of the all-time best clips from Trump. All right, I think we'll wrap it up there. A little bit of a shorter stream, but I didn't expect to start so late. Appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, that's really it. We'll see you guys on the next one.